something, because there's just nothing.
Okay. It's all right. It's all right. Honey, listen to me. Look at me, listen. We know there's a town back the way we came. We just follow our tracks back, okay? We'll follow the tracks, okay? Shh, it's all right.
I can't.
Come on.
And it was then that we noticed Clay wasn't crying.
Oh, God.
That was scary because every time we stopped, he would cry. And so when he didn't, we were both just so afraid, just freaking out, going, oh my God, why isn't he moving? And or making any noise. Neither one of us wanted to unzip it to see. And we just sort of just kept looking at each other going, oh God.
Inside baby Clayton, a miracle of the human body is underway. Like all babies, Clayton can't shiver to keep himself warm. Instead, a unique survival mechanism kicks in. His body cools and blood is diverted from his arms and legs to his vital organs. Unique cells convert fat directly into heat. It's like he's in a state of suspended animation. And cocooned in the garment bag, he's in better shape to survive than his freezing parents.
He was fine. He was still pink and okay, but that was really, really scary. If Clayton wasn't with us at that point, I just would have stayed there. I just would have laid next to him and not even cared anymore. After that, just having that fear that could have happened really made us determined, so we packed up and turned around and started walking back.
Okay.
In California, the rescue effort is getting lots of phone tips, but there's a downside, figuring out which ones are bogus.
By this time, we were getting information from people who thought they had seen them. They had seen them south, they had seen them north. They had seen them along the highway with some strange person. They were really, truly missing, and we may never see them again.
Jim and Jennifer's despair at not finding the highway is painful enough, but now they are forced to fight for every yard just to get back to the truck before nightfall, and it's a losing battle.
Late that evening, we made it back to this big outcropping of rocks. Oh, it was so windy that it was blowing me over. It was just awful. We decided to try to find a little cove or just something to get out of the wind.
We just used a sleeping bag and threw it over the top of our bodies. Our feet were mostly exposed, but got as warm as we could and kind of slept for the night.
Jim? Can you hold Clay?
Jim, Jennifer, and the babies survive a fifth night in their frozen hell. They even get a little lucky, if you want to call it luck. It stops snowing.
When I stood up,
What's the matter with me?
All right.
it was like my hips were they were just done. I could not walk. The pain was just excruciating. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to go very far for that day. I knew I needed to walk, and I wanted to, but my body just wasn't gonna let me do it.
Jim spots somewhere to hole up. Even a crawl space in the rock seems like luxury after last night.
Are you okay in there?
Sure.
I was thinking, here we are in the middle of nowhere, no food. How the hell are we gonna get out of this?
Things are beyond desperate. Jim makes a hard decision.
Honey, I need to go on alone. You and Clay can stay in here out of the cold.
But we said we'd stay together.
I have to keep going.
Please. Please don't leave me alone. What if you don't come back? I can't.
She
I can't walk.
broke down crying, knowing that we were going to be separated now. I think deep down we both knew that it was the only thing we could really do.
I mean, I understood where he was coming from, but I didn't want him to go. I thought that separating would probably be the worst thing.
Please, Jim, please.
I'll be back. I promise.
We kissed each other and told each other we loved each other, you know, just tons. And he promised me that he would be back in 3 days.
Could have been the last time I'd seen them alive. And went down the hill and marked the spot with a colorful sweatshirt, and don't think I looked back. I just turned into a machine and walked.
It was very, very frightening to watch him walk away. Very, I don't know, just didn't know if I was ever gonna see him again or if I was just gonna die here in the cave with my son or what, you know.
This was a seemingly never-ending task, just walking and walking. Every now and then I would sing Army cadence to myself, kind of to keep my pace going. You know, I just couldn't stop. I just kept going and going.
After 6 days without food or water and near total exhaustion, Jim fights to stay awake. If he falls asleep now, he risks freezing to death.
Periodically, if I found an area that I could get out of the wind, I would huddle down and maybe let my eyes close a few times and just try to relax a little bit.
With his wife Jennifer and baby son Clayton sheltering in a cave, Jim has no choice but to keep walking in order to try to save his family.
I really didn't want to let myself sleep, just for fear that I wouldn't wake up.
I did the best I could with keeping Clay hydrated. Just, you know, breastfed him as much as possible. But I really didn't think that I was producing much milk for him. So I started melting the snow and